I got some custom parts waiting for me at the house. When I say custom made, I actually mean I had to reach out to this company and ask if they can make them for me. Before we get into all that, guys, though, I want to make sure to let you know that this is the last day, the last chance you have to get entered to win the 4th of July floor mat giveaway for those Infinity logo diamond pattern floor mats for the Q50. It's Sunday, 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, guys. But you have until 11:59 tonight, midnight tonight. I hope you don't get all wrapped up in your 4th of July fireworks show, or at least too wrapped up to get entered. Don't want to miss this chance. Go to the video linked in the description below, follow the rules, and get yourself entered to win. Along with the floor mats, you get that cool Speed Culture one-of-a-kind hat. You get the decals, the stickers, the keychains, and Super Clean's going to send you some Super Clean products, which is pretty awesome. Again, that video is linked in the description below, and tomorrow, Monday the 5th, is going to be the drawing. Now let's get to the house and see what we got waiting for us. Heck yes. Yes, sir. I've been waiting on this package for a little while now. I'm pretty excited about it. Let's see what we got going on, shall we? Well, you might be able to tell by some of the hardware. Probably not going to use that. This we might. But what do we have? Test pipes for the VQ37. Now, you might be wondering, what are you doing with VQ test pipes? You've already tested a couple of different test pipes on the Q50. We're going to continue on with sort of that modus operandi, mode of operation. We're going to continue with the testing stuff on Speed Culture. And again, you might be thinking, well, those just look like some basic non-resonated test pipes. Yeah, well, they are, but take a look. Rather than your typical 2.5-inch test pipes, these are 2 1/4. Well, why is that significant? Let me tell you why. When it comes to exhaust components, a lot of people seem to think that bigger is better, and it's just not the case. Not when it comes to the naturally aspirated VQ37 platform. First of all, these are 2 1/4 inches. I can already feel how substantial they are. They feel, they don't feel quite so hollow. So, people know that unresonated test pipes tend to be a little drony. Because they're 2.5 inch, and it just seems that the wall, the material, the wall of the pipe itself is a bit thinner. These are a little bit more robust, a little bit more substantial, and you can feel the weight in them. So that should really help cut down on drone. But more importantly is the torque that the 2 1/4 inch test pipes are able to generate out of the VQ. If you guys have been following along, you'll know that I made better torque numbers with a 2 1/4 inch exhaust system, 2 1/4 inch catback system. Now, when I went to 2.5 inch, I did gain 1 horsepower, but I lost 8 foot-pounds of torque. That's serious. Fast Intentions used to sell 2 1/4 inch test pipes, but they said when I asked them if they could make me a set of 2 1/4 inch, and I was willing to pay whatever they needed to charge me to get it done, they said they couldn't do it. They wouldn't make just one set. It didn't make sense for them. But they stopped selling 2 1/4 inch test pipes because the demand had decreased so much. Again, that just goes back to people thinking or assuming that bigger is better when it comes to catback or when it comes to full exhaust systems. There's actually a Motordyne engineer that did some testing on a 370Z a few years ago, and if I can remember, I'll put a link in the description to that article. It's a great read, but it provides a lot of incredible information and some really, really exceptional details, including dyno results. He tested a number of diameter catback systems, a number of diameter of test pipes, different combinations of each, and it really goes to confirm a lot of what I've said over the years. And I actually used this or when I was trying to make my argument on some very early exhaust videos. I came across this article and I was like, wow, this is great. This solidifies what I've been trying to say and try to prove to people. People just don't seem to want to listen. Now, this guy was actually able to achieve his best torque and horsepower numbers with an interesting combination of exhaust setup. One of those was, and what he determined was the best torque numbers, the best overall numbers came from a 2 1/4 inch test pipe back to a gradually increasing diameter catback. Now, we can't do that. We're obviously working with a 2.5 inch catback system. I don't have the means or the time to generate a catback system that gradually increases diameter. And actually, the best results came from sort of a cone-shaped, last tail section. So that's something we're not going to be able to achieve. So we're just going to have to deal with the 2¼ inch test pipes with a 2½ inch catback system. And I think that is going to be the ideal combination. I think we're going to get maximum power, but we're going to get our torque numbers back. And that is what I'm interested in, because everyone knows the VQ37 lacks in torque. When people say, oh, what about scavenging? What about back pressure? What about blah, 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 blah? For the most part, these seem to be terms that people just throw around and they don't actually know what they mean. It's actually been found that there's no scavenging after the section of like your Y pipe. So I don't have a Y pipe. So if you have an X pipe, toward that sort of crossover point, there's no scavenging. What scavenging is basically, you know, you have 3 cylinders on each side, 4 cylinders on each side if you have a V8, but each cylinder as it fires basically creates a vacuum for the other cylinders. So when cylinder 1 fires, it'll kind of suck that exhaust out from cylinder 3 that fires next, and it creates this cycle effect in your exhaust system. And you know, if you have really good scavenging, that helps free up a little power, etc., etc. But that scavenging effect basically stops beyond the Y pipe or beyond your X pipe. This 2¼ inch pipe maximizes scavenging on the VQ37. So ideally, I would have 2¼ inch pipe from test pipes all the way to the mid pipe section, or to my Borla Pro XS muffler. But you know, I'm not going to change up my catback system, so we're just going to have to be content with 2¼ inch test pipes. Now, these test pipes are for test purposes only. They're not street legal, obviously. You don't want to mess with your factory emission system, so you don't get messed with by the EPA. So we're just going to have these installed while we're on the dyno, and then we'll be back to street legal. But I wanted to do some testing because I wanted to prove some of these points that I've been making for the last 2 years, and we just really want to test them out. So I want to make sure, I want to show that we can get the torque numbers back up by just decreasing the diameter of our test pipes. So pretty fun. Finally, some more stuff to look forward to in terms of performance, and just kind of playing with some things and seeing what we can accomplish. But I want to take a closer look at these. I do like it has the extended O2 bung, so that will be nice. Some of the test pipes have the real short one, and you're forced to sort of use that little L or J bung extension. So these don't. Looks like they could be cleaned up a little bit better, but they did bevel the edge and make it nice and smooth, a nice smooth transition. We'll just clean this up a little bit, no big deal. They gave me a good deal on them and got them to me really, really quick, much quicker than they said. Thought it was going to be about 6 weeks. It ended up only being about 4. We'll check out the welds around the flange here. Not bad. Not bad, they should be sufficient. Oh, they look pretty good. If I didn't say already, this is from Kinetics Racing. You guys might be familiar with them. They do have high flow cats and stuff available too, but they got a set of these made for me, which is really awesome. Let's check out the other one. Other side looks good too. Again, like I said, we'll just clean these up. We'll make sure all that stuff is out of there. But the welds look good, and that's the main thing we want to look at. They clean the actual pipe up itself, which is cool, but I'm going to be wrapping these in pipe wrap again, just for an added layer of insulation. We're all scheduled, ready to go. Soho Motorsports, Friday morning, July 23rd, so that's coming up in just a couple of weeks. These will be paired, obviously, with the 3-inch custom intakes that we're making, so really pumped to see what kind of numbers we can make with the car with these just little additions. Like I've always said, I'm not expecting too much from the 3-inch intakes, but I know for certain that the 2¼ inch test pipes are going to get us some of that torque back. Whether we get all the way back to 284 again, I don't know. We're at 276 right now. I don't know that we'll get all the way to 284 just because we have a 2½ inch catback system. But if we hit 280, I'm going to be pretty pumped. These pipes, I don't expect to give us any additional power. We're not going to gain power with a smaller diameter. It's just purely torque that we're looking for. According to a lot of guys, the 3-inch intake should give us 10 to 15 horsepower, but I'm not expecting that. But if we get a little bit of a bump, I'm not going to complain. But the torque is what I'm really going for. And knowing that we made 284 foot-pounds of torque with just a 2¼ inch catback system, all of the torque that we gain from this dyno session, I'm going to attribute to the test pipes. It's what it is. Guys, don't forget about the 4th of July floor mat giveaway. Diamond pattern infinity floor mats look pretty good. We got all of them, fronts and backs, like brand new. Well, they pretty much are brand new. Had them in the car for like a week. So don't forget, hit the link in the description for the giveaway video. Get yourself entered to win. Don't forget about the leather airbag cover giveaway coming up too later this month, or maybe the early part of August 2021. Appreciate you guys watching. Really excited about some of the stuff coming up for the Q50. I appreciate the continued support very, very much. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.